Daily Tonic presents.
Like most people, you go online to seek knowledge to improve your personal development journey. And in the process, you will definitely ask questions. After all, you did become a member of that platform to expand your knowledge. So imagine waking up to reading the following as a response to a knowledge-based question on a social media platform. When people make negative comments of any kind, simply to intentionally hurt your feelings, there are a lot of things you can say in response to them that would only serve to drag you deep into their muddy waters. Saying those things will sow a seed of bitterness and discord in your heart and mind, and probably make you have a bad day. So choose not to say any of those things. Simply refuse not to let them sow a bitter seed in your consciousness. Rather, let your mind be solid like concrete and steel. For there is beauty in the concrete jungle. Likewise, there is also beauty in the forest. Days ago, a bitter soul tried to corrupt my chi, and on that day, I chose to be a concrete jungle, where I let his bitter seed die on the hard concrete pavement, burnt beyond redemption by the sun in the sky, crushed by passing feet of a purposeful crowd, ground to dust by the tires of cars whizzing by, blown away to oblivion by the sweet cool breeze. So here I am sipping on my coffee, shuffling through my computer for images and videos and audio, to bring to life a video reminiscent of an article I read decades ago, titled The Law of the Garbage Truck. You see, many people are like garbage trucks. They run around full of garbage, full of anger, and full of disappointment. As their garbage piles up, they need a place to dump it, and sometimes they will try to dump it on you. Do not take it personally. Just smile, wave, and wish them well and move on. Do not take their garbage and spread it to other people at work. Do not spread it on the streets, and certainly do not take it home. By waving and smiling, you are effectively shielding your mind, your thoughts, and your actions from their garbage and dumping it back on them. Life's too short anyway to let waste men driving garbage trucks take over your day. I hope you get the context here. So here are 5 ways to stop giving negative people too much power in your life. Number 1. Protect your time. Negative individuals may take over your life so completely that you are unaware of how much time you spend thinking about and bemoaning their acts and behaviors even when they are not around. Don't let negative individuals rob you of your time and energy. Reclaim your authority by minimizing your time spent talking about, thinking about, and worrying about them. Negative individuals should receive the least amount of your time and energy, so why give them the most attention? It also helps to see the importance of putting your ego aside. Your ego prevents you from feeling upset and is vital for survival, whether from actual or imagined threats. By deliberately monitoring how you spend your time, you can then deny them this power and restore control of your time. As a general rule, recognize when your thoughts are framed around someone else's bad behaviors and actions, and intentionally reroute them toward meaningful work and positive activity. It's likely that you have heard at some time that bullies act in certain ways because they are dissatisfied with their own life. Bullies who are adults tend to be like this. Never let someone else's criticism define who you are or what your life is. It is most likely that this person is dissatisfied in their own life and is projecting their problems, insecurities, and worries onto others. In order to avoid taking it personally, consider how sad the other person's life must be on a daily basis. You may even begin to feel sorry for this person after considering what drives them to make disparaging remarks about another individual. Everyone runs into negative individuals in life, but the idea is to overlook the bad and concentrate on the good. Negative remarks are almost usually motivated by fear, usually done to make you fearful so they can control you. Try this activity for a change. Analyze a negative comment. You will probably find it amusing. You will also observe that when you do not care or react, folks who make disparaging remarks become more agitated. It may take you a while to get to this point of evolution, but you will get there with practice. Number 2. Pick an attitude. The quickest way to derail a positive attitude is to spend time among negative individuals. Their gloomy mood and negative view can lower your motivation and alter how you feel. Negative people get too much control over you and your life when you let them control your emotions. Choose your attitude consciously and strive to have a pleasant attitude at all times. My acquaintance in Africa complains to me about how rude the drivers there are, particularly the ones who operate commercial buses. He claims that when they behave erratically behind the wheel, he avoids them by driving slowly around them, since he is aware that their mentality and his mentality do not operate on the same level. To avoid stories that touch the heart, You develop the attitude of always giving them room and driving slowly and carefully around them. You can prevent an emotional response by choosing the appropriate attitude. You are left with a range of feelings, so it would be beneficial to take a minute to stand back and consider the possible responses to what you have heard or read in order to avoid overreacting or saying or doing anything you will later regret. The last thing you want to do is lose your anger and make things worse. Avoid becoming angry in response to a negative comment. Becoming angry validates the person who insulted you, and if you become too unstable, it might lead you into problems. Do not let others see you cry or become upset. Your emotional reaction will just give the person who made the negative statement more material to work with, and they will probably say more negative things again. Number 3. Let other people be responsible for their own emotions. Do not assume that you can control how other people feel. Nobody can be both pleased and angry at the same time. Same way you cannot please the world. Even while it is crucial to be aware of how your behavior affects other people, you cannot control how other people feel. Negative individuals frequently have an impact on our thoughts, so pay attention to how your thoughts alter when you are among negative individuals. You will not have as much time to dedicate to other productive activities the more time you spend dreading, fussing, worrying, and replaying past negative occurrences. Reduce the mental energy you expend on thinking about negative individuals, as you are not in control of their feelings. Should there ever be a need to converse with negative people, choose the right words. Insulting the person in response may give you a fleeting sense of victory, but it will almost probably invite further negative comments from them. Additionally, it could cause emotions to escalate from verbal altercations to a physical one. So refrain from cursing or using any other inciting language. Instead, make an effort to be assertive without sounding offended, angry, or sad. You may also let it slide off your back and respond in a comical way. While it could be hard to forget and move on, you can choose not to be around negative individuals unless courtesy or your job requires it. It is you who suffers when you harbor resentment, not the other person. So do not waste your precious time and energy rehashing your past hurts by trying to punish someone else over it. Understand, though, that showing someone forgiveness does not entail approving of what they did. Instead, forgiveness can involve letting go of anger that is keeping you stuck, so you can focus on more productive things, such as I did by channeling my energy into creating this content that you are watching right now. Number 4. You can choose to be productive. If you are not careful, negative individuals can bring out the worst in you. For whatever reason, some negative people seem to have the ability to raise our blood pressure at times. When a typically quiet, mild-mannered individual cannot take any more negativity, he may resort to screaming. Take ownership of your actions when you do something that is not consistent with your nature. Despite the situation, make a commitment to managing your emotional response and upholding your morals. You disperse someone's negativity and deny them the ability to have an influence on you when you act with intention and refrain from reacting to their behavior and actions. When in such situations, you have the right to ask for some time to gather your thoughts before making any response. You are under no obligation to respond to their criticism in kind. Handle the situation with caution and care. The ability to direct yourself towards productive activities will increase, and you will care less about their destructive actions. They may eventually learn to hold off on their tirades and take them somewhere else once they realize that they have no effect on you. As a general guideline, be mindful of your tone of voice and body language while around negative people. Make sure it does not express any annoyance, displeasure, or animosity against the negative person. Prepare a positive answer. The ideal answer to an insult is one that will neutralize the offender without getting physical. This may even win over observers to your side and help diffuse a stressful situation. One of the best ways to neutralize an insult is with humor. Negative comments can be countered with a well-delivered joke, but doing so takes rapid thinking and prompt delivery. If you choose to disregard what was said about you, the commenter will not have the pleasure of making you angry. Additionally, it tells them that you do not really care what they think. Acceptance in general helps you avoid taking offense to what was said, even though you are not required to accept what was stated as factual. You can also decide at this point to evaluate your strengths and quality abilities. As a human being, you could probably feel bad about yourself after hearing someone make a negative statement about you. However, by reminding yourself of all your strengths and abilities, you can easily stop believing those negative beliefs. It doesn't matter if you excel in music, games, cooking, or being a wonderful friend or partner. These are all immensely beneficial traits that you should value and appreciate. Do the things you are talented at once in a while to reinforce your self-love. You will feel better as a result, and realizing how talented you are can make you feel better about yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, I harnessed and channeled the energy from my contact with a negative individual into spending time researching online. Then I proceeded to put together the appropriate sound and images, and added my own creativity to create this video you are currently viewing. Number 5. Seek out similar positively inclined people. When you are surrounded by negativity, it is hard to see the positive side of things. Find uplifting folks to help you stay balanced. A positive person may lift your spirits, just as negatively inclined people can do the same for you. Decide who the good people are in your life. Make plans in advance to spend time with them frequently. You may keep on track by having a brief lunch with a cheery coworker or attending a family event that will undoubtedly be packed with laughter, old memories, as well as the option to create new memories. Consciously decide that you will not let the opinions of negative individuals influence your thoughts, feelings, or actions. Regain control by putting all of your time and effort into being the best version of yourself. Limit your exposure to negativity and pay attention to your body signals. You do not have to indulge anyone who is being negative in any setting or discussion, especially if they are gossiping, passing judgment, complaining, or doing anything else that makes you uncomfortable. You are not required to give an excuse, neither do you owe anyone an explanation. Simply excuse yourself and step outside. Yes, it takes work and effort, and it can be challenging on some days to stay optimistic. Those days will surely come, along with its fair share of negative people. Just keep in mind that not everything in the world is under your control. You will need to constantly remind yourself that, even though you cannot always control what will happen, or how other people will respond, you should always have control over how you will react. I mentioned earlier on that there are a lot of things you might be tempted to say in response to a negative comment, and that such comments will only serve to drag you deeper into their muddy waters and most likely cause you to have a bad day. Applying one of the lessons mentioned in this video can help you through this situation. In my case, the following is my response to the person who made the negative comment which I posted earlier on in this video, and I moved on with my day. Although I did create something positive and productive out of the experience. Thanks so much. Now that you have pointed out my attention to this weird horror-seeking attention part of me, I will surely work on it. God bless you, my dear fellow human being. Before you go, ponder on the following words from Jordan Peterson at a lecture where he referenced how not to let negative people walk all over you.
If you're an extraordinarily compassionate person, let's say, 98th percentile will say, you're going to be sacrificing yourself to other people all the time. And there are people who will find that extraordinarily endearing. And it will be under some circumstances, but the problem is that you will sacrifice yourself. And so you will get taken advantage of continually by people who are looking for someone like you until you grow some teeth. And you'll think, no, that's the opposite of compassion. Being able to bite hard is the opposite of compassion, which it is. And so you'll have that pushed into the predator category. I'm not doing that, I'm not getting angry, I don't like conflict. It's like until you bring that out of the depths and put it on so you can use it, you're going to be in trouble. And that's kind of Nietzsche's idea of the revaluation of good and evil, right? You have a sense of what's good and a sense of what isn't with your conscience, but it's not very smart. It's got things in the wrong boxes. And a lot of the things that, even nature itself, a lot of the things that you accept as untrammeled goods, like compassion, let's say, have a very dark side, first of all, and second, are not enough to get you through life. You need the opposite virtues too. And so you have to develop them.
This response fired up my engines and empowered me with the strength, the determination, and the drive to come up with this content I have presented to you. I do hope you find one or two lessons here that can help you stop negative people from having power over your life. If you enjoyed and found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up so that we can continue to make more of them. And share with your friends and family, especially those that can benefit from it. For more videos like this, subscribe and remember to turn on the notification bell. Please make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for tuning in.